Alright, I got the old 93 Dodge out today. I'm trying to make a video I've been wanting to make for a little while. Just finally kind of got everything lined up to do it. I'm just wanting to see how this thing pulls a little weight. This is the bad side. You can see the door and the fender there. But I just got my little 35 Ferguson on here and a bush hog, 6-foot bush hog, and my trailer, which is 12,000 pound rated equipment trailer. It's pretty heavy built. I'm just going to say the trailer weighs around 2,500 pounds. That's just a guess. And then the tractor will weigh, I think it'll weigh 3,500 probably. It's got fluid in one back tire. I had to change one rim, so it doesn't have fluid in one tire anymore. And then it's got wheel weights on the front. So fat weighs 35, and my trailer weighs 25, and that's 6,000 pounds. And then plus my bush hog, which it surely weigh 400 or 500 pounds, so say roughly 6,500 pounds. Got my trailer brakes and everything, all that works, my lights. So I'm gonna take this down the road. There's a couple little hills not too far from me, and you know, these old trucks pull pretty good with a 5-speed, but the non-lockup automatic, they're kind of known for making a little more heat and not pulling as good as the manual. So I think I'm just wanting to go down there and climb those hills, and there's one good one at least, and just kind of see how it does, because I've not really had much weight behind it. So I know people pull everything with these trucks. These things used to be the baddest you could buy. 160 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds. The only thing I've got done to the truck is a Hungry diesel fuel pin. Everything else is totally stock air filter, stock turbo, no fuel system upgrades or anything. I've got a pyrometer, I've got a boost gauge, and I got a transmission temperature gauge, and I've got a tach that I was wanting to install before I did this, but I'm just not going to get around to it, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. So, and what I'd like to do, I don't know for sure if it'll happen, but what I'd like to do is put my governor spring kit in that I already have, and turn the fuel up a little bit more on the fuel screw, and maybe run this test again. So anyway, let's go see how we make out. Alright, so got everything hooked up. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. This is my pyro, and I'm hoping you can see the speedometer a little bit. It's about 80 degrees out today. It's kind of warm, so I've got the air conditioner on. My train stamp and boost are over in the center here, and kind of down where the ashtray is, so you won't be able to see it from the view that the camera's at, but I'll try to read out the train stamp numbers. I don't expect much out of boost. I think it'll make 16 pounds of boost, wide open throttle and overdrive right now, so it probably won't be much more than that with a trailer on it. Train stamp's about 130 right now. I've been driving the truck a little bit today. The highest I've seen is up around 150 driving through town on a warm day. So this truck has the auxiliary transmission cooler. It's a factory installed cooler, actually dealer installed from what I understand. guess is on the hills will be stuck in third gear, probably running about 50 or so. This truck will do about 62 in third gear, unloaded, you know, foot to the floor. Without the governor spring kit, it just doesn't have a lot of RPM. Temp is about 150 right now. Boost is just about 6 pounds cruising. I've been cruising for a minute. Looks like the transmission temperature's kind of leveled out around 155 or so. Pyro runs between about 7 and 900 depending on how fast I'm going. I'm going 55 right now. I'm behind somebody. It's just poking along pretty good, but it cruises at 60 pretty nice. I'm not sure I'd want to try to get out on the interstate and run 70 with it all the time, but you can, especially on the flat, you can run 60 right along, no issues. It doesn't take a whole lot of throttle. So it won't be too long, we'll be coming up the hill. I want to just kind of take off from the bottom and floor it. Let's see what it does. So I just turned off the road a minute ago, kind of going down through town here. We're going to make a right and another right back out and go up the hill. But the engine fan came on just a second ago, but it was just kind of as I was coming off the road. But that's good, it tells me it's working. Temperature gauge is just barely above normal. It normally runs right on about the second mark. And I expect it to come up some on a warm day, pulling, you know, 7,000 pounds or whatever you want to call it. Keep in mind this truck is 26 years old. Range temperature is still just a tick above 150, probably 155. The highest boost I saw, I kind of got into it in overdrive earlier, was about 16. So it seems to be about max. Like I said, the only thing done to this truck is the fuel pan, other than the gauges. Still got the factory muffler and everything. So this kind of starts out a little bit flat, but it turns into an uphill pretty quick. So I'm just going to kind of stand on it as soon as I get out on the road here. And let's see what we can do. We got the overdrive off. I'm just going to leave leave it off until I get to a point where I feel like I need it. We're in third gear, running 40, 900 on EGT. We're running 50. Hill's getting steeper now. About 50, almost 53 probably. Moving on up to maybe 165 or 70 on trans-temp. Pyro's running about 950. Still running about 53 miles an hour. It's leveling out some. We're picking up speed. Temperature gauge has come up a little bit down here, but like I said, it's going to be normal. Trans temp still looking good. Cruising along at 60 now. Temperatures are coming back down a little bit. Fan never came on, so it didn't get too hot. The real test will be pulling big grades, big long grades like that. I don't have anything close that's much worse than what we just came up, so. But that gives me a good idea of what the truck will do. It seems to hold speed pretty good, really. I think that's pretty good for a truck rated for 160 horse. The fuel pen on a good day probably would be 40 extra, but I doubt if I'm quite getting that to the ground with a non-lockup automatic. I wish there was a 5-speed truck set up like this, you know, that we could run the same test on and just see how it did. Like I said, I got the air conditioner on and everything, so for an old truck, it's pretty good. I mean, that's definitely why people bought these things. You had something to pull, and you know, it's just pretty quiet and smooth for the most part. It really doesn't care to run wide open, so. We're running 55. I'm gonna step on it real quick here and we'll see what it takes to get to 65. And now we're in overdrive. There's 60. There's 65. 68. I'm gonna let out of it because I'm just on a little 2-lane road. There's a bridge. Never pulled anything with a non-lockup automatic in one of these, so I just had to try it out. I may end up hauling my side-by-side with it sometime, but I just kind of wanted to make a short run with a little extra weight on it than what I would even be, you know, pulling with my side-by-side. And usually have 2 of them on this same trailer. They'd be lighter than the tractor by a little bit. It's definitely capable of it. Like I said, I'm not sure about trying to run 70 on the interstate, but I'd say running 70 on the flats on the interstate would be pretty easy. I don't know about hills, but really, I mean, I think it would do just fine. You just might not be able to stay in the fast lane all the time. I'm stopped. I'm gonna just put it on the floor right now. I don't want to push it too hard because I'm coming up on a curve. 21 centimeter housing's a little laggy, but once it gets up on it, it's fine. Just needs a little more fuel. Alright, so after the run I just pulled in. Looks like maybe 165 roughly on the, probably not even that high on the trans temp. That's about the highest it ever got. And there's my boost gauge. You can see I got rid of the ashtray and put those right there, and I like to make a little trim piece to go right here, and maybe just clean up my zip tie my wiring up a little bit out of the way. But anyway, and here's a closer look at my pyrometer. So overall, I'm pretty impressed, really. It really did a little better than I thought it would, being a non-lockup automatic. Well, I hope that was enjoyable for somebody to watch. For some reason I like watching these trucks work, and I really couldn't find any videos of an automatic. I see a few people just playing around with 5 speeds, you know, pulling loads. Most of the videos are of the exhaust or something like that, you know, or on the trailer. But I just kind of wanted to get one in the cab so you could kind of tell how fast it was pulling, and, you know, climb that little hill, and hopefully that'll just kind of help somebody know what they're getting into if they buy one of these automatic trucks. I think these transmissions are better than people give them credit for, to be honest. So this truck got, I think, around 246,000 miles on it. Look at the blow by. It's hot right now. Very little. The oil stays clean in this truck. It's actually a better truck than I thought it was going to be when I went to buy it, really. I mean, it's been sitting in the field for 2 or 3 years, and I've done some work to it, but I've kind of got where I like it pretty good. I drive it a lot, so I usually use my dually for hauling stuff, which is sitting over there. But I unhooked it from the trailer just to try this out and see how I liked it. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you got any questions, put them in the comments. I usually try to answer if I can. So we'll talk to y'all later.